My name is Roberto Arellano Jr. I served in the U.S. Navy. I was a E4, an Aviation electronics technician. Here at the Port of Seattle, I'm currently the Foreman for the STS, which is a satellite transit system.
So my name's Chris Watson. I've been at the Port of Seattle for 25 years. I came here directly out of the military. I served in the United States Navy from 1991 through 1997, did 6 years as a machinist mate.
Hello, my name is Blake Zieman. I work for the Port of Seattle on the STS train system, and I was in the U.S. Army. So I was in the U.S. Army for 26 years. I started out as a crypto technician, and I became, in my final years, I was an Army First Sergeant, and I traveled to a lot of different countries.
A lot of the veterans like to come to the Port of Seattle because of it being a very diverse workplace. Any job that you could possibly do in the military is also available here at the Port of Seattle at SeaTac Airport. We have our own police department, we have our own fire department, we have our own maintenance crews, electricians, electronics techs, and then everything on the admin role with human resources, and that is all available here. It's like being on your own little island or city. So I think that's why a lot of veterans come to the Port of Seattle.
I like being able to go with MVP to help them recruit other veterans at job fairs. I like going to the local community, to Burien, to job fairs, and try to recruit local talent from there. I like being called on for other projects other than just my job, and I'm happy to serve. I guess that comes down with that service attitude that comes with the military folks. We're always looking to serve, and I really believe in the Port and what it's trying to do. With the outreach and inclusion and everything, and that's my second favorite part of it. It has nothing to do with my job, but at the same time it does.
The Port of Seattle has always supported the veterans with job opportunities. They would prefer to hire veterans. They transition assistance from the military into the civilian world. It's always stressful for our veterans that are getting out of the military. So they're trying to make that process a little smoother and giving them a very secure, comfortable place to work.
Yeah, my skills in the military really transferred over good, because where I work at, it's really an independent job. You have to be able to think on your own and take responsibility on your own. So it really translated really well, and it's really good for our section to have a lot of military people, because they have that mindset to work on their own and take responsibility for things.
The Port of Seattle, as I said earlier, is a very diverse workplace. I think that one of the similarities between the Port of Seattle and the military is that the military is established. It's been here for a long period of time, and it's not going anywhere. There are always going to be a need for our men and women that serve our country. The Port of Seattle, on the same note, is established. It's been here for over 100 years, and it's not going anywhere. We're the major airport in the Pacific Northwest.
The thing that makes the Port a great place for veterans to work is the opportunity that they have. Not only as a first starting out job, but continuing, you can move up into all these different areas. So depending on what your desires are, you can move to different sections or different areas. And you can just move along, and whatever your career goals are, you can just follow whatever path you want to follow and move along and move up into your career.
I take pride in my job, as I did in the military, doing a pride and honor serving my country. Now I get to serve the public in the same way that I serve the country, and making sure that every experience that a passenger or an employee would experience here at SeaTac is an enjoyable one and something that they're going to remember.
I guess what I'd like to say is they've given a lot of veterans great opportunities, and hence we have a lot of veterans in our shop. And you do a great job, and we basically can't go wrong by hiring veterans. It's worked out extremely well for us, and we'll continue to do that. So.
I love the fact that we have that group of MVP because it gives an opportunity to veterans getting out. Because honestly, it's a scary thing. Whether you've been in 4 years or you've been in 20, here you are in a society that's pretty much enclosed. When you're in the military, you know where you eat, you know where you live, you know where your job is, you know what you're gonna do tomorrow. And all of a sudden, it all gets yanked away from you from one day to another because you decide to leave the military. And there's a lot of uncertainty. I was pretty lucky. I had a job. I had 2 days off, and then I started my new job. Not a lot of the soldiers and sailors don't get that lucky. They come out and some of them are homeless. Some of them are jobless and homeless. It runs the gambit. But yeah, MVP I think is a great opportunity. We reach out, we help each other. Just being part of that network, I have an outreach where we have folks who actually care and will get up and move mountains and rivers in order to get something to help out. And it's really nice being part of that, and kind of allows me to have a little bit of that camaraderie that you have when you're in the military. One of the first things somebody told me when I first got here, and they congratulated me on winning the job lottery. I didn't really know what that meant, and now I've been here almost 11 years, and I'm fully aware of what that means.